Okay, the second reading is from Colossians, and if you guys do daily, the daily office, this one's very familiar to you. And who would like to read that one?
I'll do the guys.
You want to read, Jim?
I'll read.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Reading from the letter of St. Paul to the Colossians. Brothers and sisters, let us give thanks to the Father, who has made you fit to share in the inheritance of the holy ones of light. He delivered us from the power of darkness and transferred us to the kingdom of his beloved Son, in whom we have redemption for forgiveness of sins. He is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. For in him we create all things in heaven and on earth, the visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created through him and for him. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. He is the head of the body, the church. He is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, and in all things he himself might be preeminent. For in him all the fullness was pleased to dwell, and through him to reconcile all things for him, making peace by the blood of his cross, through him, whether those on earth or those in heaven. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God. Oh, good job.
Yeah.
Now we're going to sign you up each week for that.
I
You're
know.
doing so good. Yeah, that's,
I used to hear myself through these things.
yeah, we're going to get you as a lector pretty soon.
I'll take the short ones.
So this is Paul's letter, and it was written around 62 AD. Colossae, which was, it's a town now in Turkey. It's in modern-day Turkey. And the reason he wrote this letter was to combat false teachings. There was false teachings going on where, I mean, this has been all throughout church history where they try to say, oh, Jesus isn't fully divine, and they compare him to angels. And there's actually still, like the Mormons and some of the other, separated churches that they have false teachings that they follow. And pray for them. I mean, they have some of the truth, it's better than no truth. So, but at the same time, they don't have the fullness of the truth. And so the first thing here is that let us give thanks to the Father who has made you fit to share in the inheritance of the holy ones of light. So this should always be the first thing we do is give thanks. Do we give thanks? Are we, if you start with giving thanks before, your meals, you should pray, give thanks. But really, we need to be thankful people and grateful. And even psychologists say that if you are grateful, then it changes your mind. I mean, it gives you, it actually, your whole brain. I mean, this is just people that are grateful. They don't have, actually it's tied with a lot of health problems by people that are ungrateful and anger. If you have a lot of those things, then some of the issues in life stem from all these different, pent up emotions, and it's not good. But we need to be thankful first to God because all things came from him, right? And so that has to be our attitude. And the word thankful is Eucharista. So that's where the, Eucharist came from. It's the thanksgiving. And so when we think about that, so there was sacrifices of bulls and, but after the coming of the Messiah, we no longer we had the one bloody, the one sacrifice once and for all. And we have again, it's bread and wine, which was the original under Melchizedek. So it goes all the way back. So Jesus kind of went away from the slaughter of animals. That's no longer needed.
New Testament?
What's that?
New Testament did away with that?
Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, it's no longer needed because he's the once and for all sacrifice. But we have, what's kind of amazing is that he's saying he's transferring us from the power of darkness. So he's taking us out of darkness and he's bringing us into light. And so that's amazing. God is actually, he's basically plucking us out of a pit and bringing us into the light. And so we should be thankful for that, first and foremost. We have redemption through his beloved Son, Jesus. and the forgiveness of our sins. And only God can forgive sins, right? And so the big point about this whole reading is that Jesus is God. Jesus is divine. And also redemption is a current reality for those of us who are in Christ. I mean, once you're in the state of grace, you're a saint, right? You die, you're going to go to heaven. That's pretty, you want to stay in the state of grace. And if you're not, you go stand in line next to me in confession and you become a saint again, right? That's really what we got to do. I expect to see all of you there, Hans. No, I just
We'll all be going in together in the same confessional.
And so that's
Church would burn to the ground.
we have so Jesus is the image of the invisible God. So that means that the fullness, he reflects the full manifestation of God. He is God. So that's what is going on here. The firstborn of all creation. Again, this firstborn from the dead, so that has to do with his resurrection. But he's saying that for in him were created all things in heaven and on earth. So Jesus is the creator. I mean, so all things were created by him, and all things were created for him and through him, right? For him, in him, just like in Father prays at the end of it. So visible and invisible. So I think part of it too is that they had this notion, the Jews at that point, overemphasized the importance of angels. I mean, angels are great, but they're still created, right? Jesus is the uncreated God from all eternity. He is the I am. God the Father is I am. So anything that's a creature is infinitely less important than the infinite God.
So the passage from out of darkness into the kingdom, there's a portion in the Mass, and I've been learning a lot about the Mass from Ralph.
Mm-hmm.
So, man's amazing, actually. But that small section, the 3 days after he died, that's when that would have happened, correct? Went down and took everybody out of purgatory.
Yep.
And
And actually, Father Zachary has a handout, and I think we have some in the other room. And it goes through every part of the Mass and how it, basically where it applies. So we'll get you a copy of that. Because, I mean, it's amazing when you read it and you study it. It's amazing. So Christ is also the goal of all creation. I mean, all creation we're there. I mean, why? So we learned this when we were going through the catechism. What's our purpose? To know him, to love him, and to serve him. That's good. We said that about 500 times, when we were going through the catechism, to know him, to love him, and to serve him. And so that's what we're called to do, right? And when we're here, we're called to know him. We're doing that now, right? We're knowing him more by learning about him. And this should cause us to love him because, well, we're thankful because, without him, we'd be in a big pile of dog doo-doo, kind of thing. I mean, we'd be in trouble. We need him. And what can we do? We can serve him. And the way we can serve him, and he said, my burden is, light. I mean, so we're called to serve him. And, it may be painful at times. I mean, look at the cross. It wasn't too easy for him, our leader. So where our leader is, we eventually may have to go. And so this whole notion of a prosperity gospel is a bunch of garbage. I mean, there are blessings by being a Christian. There's blessings by following the commandments themselves. Just by following the 10 commandments, you're going to be keeping yourself out of a lot of problems, right? Anybody in law enforcement knows that, typically the things that you break in the 10 commandments, you're also breaking the law. You go out and steal, well, you might end up in some trouble. Or you go out and murder, you might end up in some trouble. Unless you're Clinton. It's one of those things where, so it's kind of, there is a blessing in and of itself by doing the right thing. But we have, I guess the whole point is that, so there's a prosperity gospel that says, well, the more, by being, give and you'll get more. It's kind of a thought. And, it's denying, pick up your cross and follow me. Deny yourself. Pick up your cross daily and follow me. And that's, if you want to be my disciple, that's what you need to do. And so don't call me Lord, Lord, and not do what I say, which is to follow his commandments. So we kind of see that, but when we get into the gospel, there's some really good news there. So we get to hear about Dismas, and that's really good. So, for in him all the fullness was pleased to dwell. All divine fullness is within Jesus. So this dispels the heresy that Jesus is an angel or not God. He is God. He is the Lord. He is not only head of all the cosmos, but he's also head of the church. He is the head of the body, the church. And actually, Father Zachary mentioned it, but we also heard, I was looking through the doctors of the church, and I believe it was St. John, but Mary is considered the neck, that all the graces flow through her. And I have a letter going to Pope Leo, so it's in my blogs. I'll send it out if you guys want to spend some time reading
A
it.
visit from somebody from the Vatican here?
Good, I'm hoping they invite me out.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah. So it says here also that he made peace by the blood of the cross through him, whether those on earth or those in heaven. So the blood of the cross, Jesus, reconciles all things, right? Even creation was groaning, with the fall. I mean, creation's not the way it could be, right? It was damned too. I mean, that's the reality of it. So Jesus is reconciling all things through the blood of the cross. And so that's good. I mean, we're going to have a new heaven and a new earth when he comes the last time.
He's coming.